Hey, what's up guys? I'm hoping that this video finds you in the best of spirits, or even if you're not in the best of spirits, hopefully this will cheer you up. I know you guys always ask me about my music selection, and coming from a music background, because I know that's where a lot of you guys probably first remember me from for my music career. Music is very fundamental in my life, and having a good music selection always sets the tone right for me. But this particular song here, you may recognize, is A. Marie's Why Don't We Fall in Love, that was released in the summer of 2002. And I picked this song because of the fact that today here in LA, I'm feeling very good. It's very summery, and I know that's something that you guys are not used to hearing. But I wanted to, go with something that basically was reflecting that, and just really just start off with that because sometimes you gotta bite the bullet and try something different. But yeah, I'm really feeling that very summery and things of that nature. And by the way, this particular song, which I really feel like was just like, did not get the proper recognition that it got, because first of all, there's so many variables. I always felt like the original version was too short. I always felt like she wasn't properly promoted, because obviously she was on Columbia Records, which was also Beyonce's home at the time. So right there was already like a setup for like disaster, because only room for one diva. But anyways, that's my own personal opinion. This actual mix is actually by this guy on YouTube called, his screen name is Trey404, and basically he has a couple of different like extended mixes of other songs that definitely keeps the original vibe of the original song, and just like, yeah. So anyways, let's get into this video here. Changing your old belief system and stereotypes can be very hard, because we all have our own hang-ups. And I honestly do believe that stereotypes and belief systems are one of the core things that shape and develop this world. I believe it's a lot of things that people use in marketing strategies, and it's a lot of things, it's one of the things that I use, in my job as a visual consultant, and even the fact that I have a job as a visual consultant, people don't believe it or whatever, and they're very surprised when they hire me to, come in and, tell them what's wrong, or how you can create this, or, how you can attract a certain type of demographics, or a certain type of audience by changing these main little things. Because I have experience in marketing. I also worked internship for a very short time at Capitol Records. So I obviously know what I'm talking about. And people were very surprised because they tend to make assumptions and stereotypes that oh, you got a job, which is always insulting. And then, I remember years ago when I had, a regular 9-to-5 job, this guy was very surprised I even had a car. Because, he put me and lumped me in the assumption that you're a tranny, you're a prostitute, you probably don't know how to drive, just like really just bringing me down. It's like, damn, I didn't even know you had a car. Shit, I didn't even know you. But you know what? I've been guilty of that too. And I think I've been guilty of it more so than other people because of the fact that I come from a middle class, upper middle class family. And I remember back in the day that my parents would say little things like, is even as young as 12 years old, my mother, I can remember my mother saying that, oh damn, these niggers are moving into the neighborhood, that's gonna bring the property value down. And I didn't understand what she was talking about at the time. As I got older, I was just like, that's a very racist thing to say. And even me, sometimes, I will make little statements here and there, and are assumptions based on people's race, like, and I have to catch myself, because of the fact that, you know, they can be very hurtful, and, you know, sometimes they're dead on, but they're, you know, they're very hurtful. And, because, you know, but the main thing here is that these old belief systems can keep you stagnated and keep you from developing and evolving to the person that you can be. And I hold that true for myself as well. Because if you go into a situation already having a core belief on how it's going to pan out, based on, you know, a stereotype, or based on your belief system, and you're not open-minded to believe in anything else, you're going to continue to have that. And that's going to not be unfortunate for the person or the situation, but that's going to be unfortunate for you, because you haven't evolved, and you haven't, you know, that's going to keep you stagnated. And one of the things that I really wanted to talk about is that, you know, and this is very hard for me, because a lot of people, you know, have this assumption that I'm just like this sex crazed nympho. And even when I've told people that I have a job as a visual consultant and I have this job over here, you know, they're very surprised, because of the fact that, you know, wow, you really surprised me. And then they're even more surprised when I show them my bank account, you know. And this is not me bragging, because I don't like to brag. I don't even brag about my past accomplishments in my music career, you know, until someone takes me there. So I've never been the type of person to brag. But I'm just gonna say it. A couple weeks ago, this guy showed up to my house. And we had been corresponding off of my POF profile. And I specifically was asking him certain questions to find out his size. And he was being very evasive, like, I was like, God, I hope he doesn't come over here and he's small. So he gets over here, pulls down his pants and everything like that. And I'm a very shady bitch when it comes to this, because, you know, I'm like, fuck all the conversation, fuck all me asking you, do you want something to drink? No. Let me see what you're working with before we get into all that, because I don't want to waste my time. And I'm the same, and even when people say, oh, you should get a chance to know the person and everything like that. My thing is this, baby, I want to test drive the car before I buy it. So anyways, he pulled on his pants, and he was average. He was average. And already, you know, I was already annoyed, and he said he had made a 45-minute trip over here, which yeah, he did. So I already said to myself, I'm going to give him some pity sex and get him the fuck up out of here. Because, you know, this is, ugh. So he pulled out a Magnum. And then that's when I lost it. I was like, no. Magnums are not an all-size fit condom. You do not need a Magnum, because honey, you do take this Trojan lifestyle, or this lifestyle condom. This is much more fitting for you. It's already bad enough that you're average and like not big, like you kind of proclaim to be or suggest it. But we're not gonna. Stop the tomfoolery right there. And he was like, damn, you really shitting on my self-esteem. And I'm like, and you're really wasting my time, because you told me that you were a certain size, or you were beating around the bush, and now I gotta have pity sex with you, whatever. Let me tell you something, honey. This boy wore me out. And when I say wore me out, he had me in one position, and I was just like, this is actually starting to feel good. And, you know, in another position, I was kind of like in denial, because I was just like, this is actually very orgasmic and euphoric. And before I knew it, he made me climax. Not once, but twice. And we were going at it for a good 45 minutes to an hour. And I've been with guys that are way bigger than him, that they can't even last 5 minutes. And I'm like, ugh, what's the use of having a big dick if you just come in like the first 3 minutes or so? I mean, you're a waste of dick. That's what you are. But he made me learn it, and we went a second time. And you know, he had told me that this guy had told me that, you know, his complaint that he gets is that girls would tell him like, hurry up and come, or damn, you know, ugh. But I was like, oh wow, because you know, I was very, very shocked at like how this guy with an average size, I mean average, like he's not big but he's not small, but and slim too. I mean, the girth of the penis was very slim, and I don't like slim. I usually like thick and long. And it just really shattered every belief system that I had about, oh, I gotta have a big dick, oh, you know what I'm saying? And then he came over here a couple nights ago, and he did the same thing again. And it was just like mind-blowing, to the point where I kept this as a secret to myself, and I did not tell my girlfriends about this. I did not tell my gay friends about this, because I didn't want them to shame me and say, oh, you're supposed to be this size queen, and look at you and everything. But you know what it did? It led me to believe that old belief systems and old stereotypes that you may have about something, it can be very dangerous, because it can stop you, and not only can it keep you stagnated, but it may have you miss out on a perfect situation or a perfect opportunity, because of the fact that you're so in that old belief system and that old mindset of like, oh, this is what I believe and it's nothing else. But sometimes you may be dead on. Another example. Had a guy that basically, a lack of better words, came over like 2 weeks ago. And I'm not bragging when I say this, but he's a very well-known person, very public figure. But what annoyed me is that he came over at 2 o'clock in the morning and he had his hoodie on. And where I live very far out in LA, to the point where, first of all, very secluded area. And honey, nobody's going to see you coming here at 2 o'clock. So for you to have that fucking hoodie on, it's very degrading and very insulting to me. Like, first of all, nobody did not see you coming into the transsexual's house at 2 o'clock in the morning. But anyways, you know, he came over and, you know, he was going to spend some time with me and everything, and said that, you know, we're going to Netflix and chill and all this stuff like that. And honey, 30 minutes later, after he busted, he starts putting on his boxers. Then I let that slide. And he puts on this tank top. And then I make the statement, I said, goddamn, is anyone authentic in this motherfucking town? And he's like, oh, you talking about me? I was like, yes! What happened to, oh, I'm gonna Netflix and chill, and I'm gonna spend some time with you and everything like that. And now you just putting your clothes on. And honey, he tried to spin it around and put this on me, like I'm the, like, damn, oh, I didn't know you were so lonely and everything. You know, I would have made. No, do not make this about me, honey. You said a certain thing and you got over here and you changed it up. And, you know, I was so angry to the point where, you know, I took his clothes and I put it out on the porch. I said, well, you know what? You can just put your clothes on the porch, because honestly, I feel like a free escort. You know, you probably thought I was an escort, but I wasn't. But, you know, shit, you know, the way that you came over here and busted your nut in 30 minutes after you said something else, I honestly feel like you should have left some money on the table, because that's what I feel like. I felt used. I felt like a fucking free escort. And then he texted like a couple hours later and said, are you still mad? And I'm like, of course I'm still mad. You know what? If you want to apologize, you know what? Why don't you put some money into my PayPal account? You know, maybe I'll feel better then. Because what you did really is one of the main reasons why so many trans women, so many women are escorts, because the fact that they feel like most men just want to use them. and throw them away. And that's what I felt like. You know, I felt used and thrown away for free. So anyways, a day or two had passed by, and I actually reevaluated the situation. I said to myself, you know what, let me go into this in a different angle. You know, I need to stop thinking that all black men or just all men are out there to hurt me and they just want to just see me as sex. So anyways, I basically said, hey, can we start over? I'm sorry I came at you that way. He was like, yeah, you shouldn't have came at me that way. So anyways, in the conversation or so, I had said, hey, did you leave a Coachella coat over here? And he said, no, wrong guy. I said, okay, that's fine. I didn't even realize what he was insinuating at the same time. And he said, damn, how many guys have you had over since I was, or how many guys do you have over period? You know, do I need to get tested? I was like, first of all, do not come at me like this. Second of all, we use protection, and you know that. Third of all, why this assumption that I'm just having sex with guys, or that jacket belongs to a guy? Come to find out, that Coachella jacket actually belongs to one of my girlfriends that actually works at Coachella every single year. And I didn't know that she left it over here. But anyways, he just automatically jumped to the assumption that, oh, she's having men, she's having sex with men. It had to be a guy because she's a transsexual and shit. And nobody else want to go and say, you know, never mind the fact that I have friends. Never mind the fact that I do have guy friends, but most of them are gay. Never mind the fact about all these other variables, but I'm just having men. So it really hurt my feelings, and I had to shut him down. And I did what I did when I feel attacked and rejected. I said to myself, you know what, let me get you together, honey, because apparently you don't know who the fuck I am. You don't know my past, or I'm not your run-of-the-mill transsexual, living hotel to hotel, having sex for free or paid. And, you know, I sent him a picture of my bank account, which I'm pretty sure that gagged him, which gags a lot of people. Then I sent him pictures and videos of me on the Tyra show, pictures of me performing in Amsterdam, you know, a video of me at a radio station a couple years ago when I was promoting one of my albums, Boy Girl Well, and I shut him down. I was like, damn, you know, yeah, you don't have to do all that. You know, I respect you, right? I respect your, you know, your accomplishments and everything. I'm sorry I came at you the wrong way. Okay, so I'm like, okay, great. I just want to make sure we got that out of the way. So now, you know, now that we got that out of the way, you know, like I said, you know, I'm not looking for a relationship or whatever. And I'm sorry I made the assumption about you, whatever. Long story short, and mind you, this is going on through text. He basically said, you know, shit, I'm gonna keep it real with you, you know, because I feel like I can do, because you're a normal person now. And that's what he said in the text. But, you know, I was just looking for, you know, an experience. And shit, I don't even know if this is for me, if I'm gonna even do this again. But thanks for, you know, thanks for providing me with the experience. That's exactly what he said. And it took everything in me not to get in my car and drive myself into the Los Angeles River at full speed. Because it's like every assumption in my old belief system of thinking that most men, specifically black men, are on the deal and that want to use me and hurt me because they can't come to terms with the fact that they're in a community, in a society that shames them for who they are, has this community that with fucked up beliefs of, oh, abomination, take it to the church, take it to the church. Well, you know, the pastor is basically not, he's taking the tithes that he gets from the collection plate to get him a new Cadillac. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. But I just felt very hurt. And I knew that I could not talk about this on, you know, to you guys, or even really talk about this on Facebook Live, because you know the assumption is, oh, I'm having sex all the time, or you know, some people would take this opportunity to say, well, that's what you get, you know, shit, always been sex crazed. And I didn't know how to think of that, but you know what, the fact of the matter is that, you know, it was very like, it was very depressing to, you know that some of your belief systems and some of your stereotypes may be dead on, you know, because I now I felt even like more of a piece of shit, like, goddamn, I was right the first time, and I tried to give this motherfucker a chance, and now he tells me that I wasn't worth a Netflix and chill. I wasn't even worth a fucking, you know, keeping it real from the jump. I was just worth lying to me to get over, busting his nut, and been on the way. You know, that's why I have so much respect for girls that are escorts, and you know, and I will never, like what I used to do years ago, put down girls that have to do what they have to do. And I don't think other people can too. That's why I did that video on the back page and the escort shaman and stuff like that, because the fact that people don't give them enough credit. Because even though you're shaming that escort, you know, and the guys are the main ones that are shaming the escorts, but when their wife puts them out, when their girlfriend's not giving them anything, they're calling T.S. Tiffany Dyson to get sucked up. And once they bust that nut in T.S. Tiffany Dyson, all in her mouth and everything, like, yeah, I'm getting graphic and everything like that, put her back on the shelf like a toy, like a used toy, go back to the wife, and proceed on as normal. But you know what? Tiffany Dyson, or whomever, got compensated, and so she knows what the deal is. So she's not going to feel as bad, you know, because she got compensated for the ordeal. So, you know, but when it happens to someone like myself that's not getting anything out of it, it definitely makes you have an even bigger chip on your shoulder. But like I said, I still, even after that, know that not every guy's like that. I know deep down inside, not every light-skinned guy's like that, because this is a very popular light-skinned celebrity, and not the one that you're thinking about that's, you know, that's been known to be into transsexuals, but it's another one. And even when people have told you should put so-and-so out years ago, you ruined your career, I've always, you know, been guilty of standing in my truth, you know, while other transgender celebrities will speak at engagements and basically secretly shun the very community that they benefit from. And when I call it out, I'm being jade, I'm being jealous and everything. When I've heard and I've seen with my own eyes how some of these transgender celebrities treat their fan base or treat the people that support them. But that's another video. But I honestly do believe I am ahead of my time. I believe that people will understand where I'm coming from years later. And if they never get it, it's fine, you know, because I know I'm one of a kind. I know I'm unique. And like I said, it's going to take years, and sometimes it does take years to get rid of these old belief systems that will keep you stagnated if you stay in them. And sometimes it's good to have certain belief systems to keep you protected, but you have to be open to the fact that there's possibly something different out there, that possibly, yes, you may have been hurt 25 different times by these light-skinned men, or, you know, these big dick guys, but maybe on the 26th time, it may be different. So I know it's very hard to have faith in that, because, you know, I'm still trying to, you know, gather myself around that myself. But I will say that the universe is sending me new experiences every day that make me look at different situations and say, wait a minute, wow, I would have never given that a chance, and now I'm looking at it in a different way. Yeah, I may not completely be convinced, but you know what? At least I've been given the opportunity to know that there's something else other than my own belief system that exists. All right? So, anyways, I'm gonna basically go out into the park right now and live my pathetic life by walking my rabbits out. Yes, I walk rabbits and everything like that. If you thought the old cat lady syndrome was something like that, then honey, oh my god, you should see how people look at me in the park when I'm walking my rabbits and everything like that. Like, oh, damn, she's really lonely. And that's another thing. Like, why is it that if a woman has cats, or if she has like pets, or you know, why is it the perception that she needs some dick, or that she's lonely? I'm telling you, this old belief system, it works in so many ways, and you know, it's much bigger than we give it credit. Because anyways, I will talk to you guys later, and leave your comments as always behind, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.